Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Beyond Crazy. 6. Belle Gunness. Belle Gunness was one of America's most degenerate and productive female serial killers. Standing 6 feet, or 1.83 meters tall and weighing in at over 200 pounds or 91 kilograms, she was an imposing and powerful woman of Norwegian descent. It is likely that she killed both her husbands and all of her children at different times, but it is certain that she murdered most of her suitors, boyfriends, and her 2 daughters, Myrtle and Lucy. The motive was greed, pure and simple. Life insurance policies and assets stolen or swindled from her suitors became her source of income. Most reports put her death toll at more than 20 victims over several decades, with some claiming in excess of 100 people. Inconsistencies during her post-mortem examination: the corpse was reported to be 2 inches shorter than Belle's 6 feet, paved the way for Belle Gunness to enter American criminal folklore, a female Bluebeard. Number 5. Mary Ann Cotton. Englishwoman Mary Ann Cotton is another for-profit serial killer, predating Belle Gunness by 30 years. Married at age 20 to William Mowbray, the newlyweds settled in Plymouth, Devon to start their family. The couple had 5 children, 4 of whom died of gastric fever and stomach pains. Moving back to the Northeast, tragedies seemed to follow them. 3 more children born, 3 more children died. William soon followed his offspring, dying of an intestinal disorder in January 1865. British Prudential promptly paid a £35 dividend, and a pattern was established. Her second husband, George Ward, died of intestinal problems as well as one of her 2 remaining children. The power of the press, always a force to be reckoned with, caught up with Mary Ann. The local newspapers discovered that as Mary Ann moved around northern England, she lost 3 husbands, a lover, a friend, her mother, and a dozen children, all dying of stomach fever. She was hanged at Durham County Gaol, March 24th, 1873, for murder by arsenic poisoning. She died slowly, the hangman using too short a drop for a clean execution. Number 4. Ilse Koch. Die Hex von Buchenwald. The Witch of Buchenwald, or Buchenwalder Schlamp. The Bitch of Buchenwald was the wife of Karl Koch, commandant of the concentration camps Buchenwald from 1937 to 1941, and Majdanek from 1941 to 1943. Drunk on the absolute power rendered by her husband, she reveled in torture and obscenity. Infamous for her souvenirs, tattoos taken from the murdered inmates, her reputation for debauchery was well earned. After building an indoor sports arena in 1940 with 250,000 marks stolen from inmates, Ilse was promoted to Obersaherin, or chief overseer, of the few female guards at Buchenwald. She committed suicide by hanging herself at Eichach Women's Prison on September 1st, 1967. Number 3. Irma Grese. Another product of the Nazis' final solution, Irma Grese, or the Bitch of Belsen, was a guard at concentration camps Ravensbrück, Auschwitz, and Bergen-Belsen. Transferred to Auschwitz in 1943, she must have shown particular enthusiasm and dedication to the job. She was promoted to senior supervisor, the second highest ranking female in camp, by the end of the year. In charge of over 30,000 Jewish female prisoners, she reveled in her work. Her work included savaging of prisoners by her trained and half-starved dogs, sexual excesses, arbitrary shootings, sadistic beatings with plated whip, and selecting prisoners for the gas chamber. She enjoyed both physical and emotional torture and habitually wore heavy boots and carried a pistol to facilitate both. Number 2. Katherine Knight. The first Australian woman to be sentenced to a natural life term without parole, Katherine Knight had a history of violence in relationships. She mashed the dentures of one of her ex-husbands and slashed the throat of another husband's 8-week-old puppy before his eyes. A heated relationship with John Charles Thomas Price became public knowledge with an apprehended violence order the Price had filed against Knight, and ended with Knight stabbing Price to death with a butcher's knife. He had been stabbed at least 37 times, both front and back, with many of the ones penetrating vital organs. She then skinned him him and hung his suit from the doorframe in the living room, cut off his head and put it in the soup pot, baked his buttocks, and prepared gravy and vegetables to accompany the roast. The meal and a vindictive note were set out for the children, luckily discovered by police before they arrived home. Number 1. Elizabeth Bathory. Katla's Elizabeth Bathory is considered the most infamous serial killer in Hungarian Slovak history. Rumors had circulated for years about missing peasant girls, offered well-paid work at the castle. They were never seen again. One of these rumors reached the ears of King Matthias II, who sent a party of men to the massive castle Sechi. The man found one girl dead and one dying. Another was found wounded and others locked up. Described atrocities collected from testimony of witnesses include severe beatings over extended periods of time, the use of needles, burning or mutilation of hands, sometimes also of faces and genitalia, biting the flesh off the faces, arms and other bodily parts, and the starving of victims. The victim total is thought to number in the hundreds, occurring over a 25-year period. Due to her social status, she was never brought to trial but remained under house arrest in a single room until her death. The idea that the Countess bathed in the blood of her victims is folklore, and one of the few things she did not do. You can read more about Elizabeth Bathory on Mythverse, our sister site, for debunking misconceptions. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.